Connect, capitalize, go.
Okay, this next guest, residential realtor and expert in digital marketing, Miss Tracy Wisneski. Welcome, and thanks for taking your time out.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about you and your background and how you got to where you are.
Well, I was working as a residential realtor from 2005, and I worked through the better part of the challenges that came after the bust. And then for a period of time, I decided, you know what, this is, swimming uphill. The market's super bad. And I decided to work in digital marketing. And I really, really enjoy it. I still do. And during that time, I earned my master's at USF in mass communications. And I've just gotten back into real estate again now 2 years ago. And it's great to have both those types of backgrounds at my disposal.
Oh, absolutely. I remember late 90s, maybe 2000, right? I tried to buy an investment property. Deal went bad, so it was all my fault. But I remember you actually had to talk to people to find properties back then. 17 years later, how are you able to use that dual digital marketing to help make you a professional in the realty background?
Sure. Well, I'll tell you what, technology has just changed the game entirely in so many great ways. Never mind just in our marketing endeavors, but even when we put together a contract. So when I put together a contract, I use some software that's provided by the MFR, the Mid-Florida Regional. It's called Transaction Desk, and I am working with what you would consider a live document. So if I send over an offer, I work it through this program, so there's no more paper and pencils, and all that stuff really gives me highs, having a lot of paper in an office. And when I first started in 2005, that's what I had. I was, holding an 8-page document and then several other pages for a disclosure and making sure nothing got lost or fell under a desk or, whatever the case might be. But now all of that's there, and if I send something to the sellers from my buyers and they say, you know what, we like everything else, but we'd like to change that closing date, I'm going to go right back into that live document and change only that date and then send that off to my buyers to sign digitally. And just being able to have people sign digitally is tremendous because you're not having to travel to offices and sit down again and this, that, and the other. They can do that from their home.
Wow.
They can do it from their car on their phone.
We're talking to Tracy Wisneski right now. She's a residential realtor and digital marketing pro. What part of the world are you in, Tracy?
I'm in Tampa, in the greater Tampa area.
So you talked about Tampa, Florida. So you talked about being a realtor 2006, 2007, 2008, and swimming upstream. What were the main mindset items that you had to have in order to say, I need to do something else and actually excel at it?
Oh, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we actually, I continued doing it through 2011. My husband and I also had a remodeling contracting company. And so, we were just getting drowned on both sides of the equation.
Oh, man.
And real estate is clearly, that's what this was all about. So, that's what happened with the economy was all related to that. Real estate and lending and investing gone bad and so on. So, we did it. I did short sales, and with my husband, we remodeled foreclosures. We were still doing it, but it really was tremendous. For example, one of the things that really got in the way was our access to lending. So we had certain sources of credit that we were using for both, as a realtor, you're a business owner. We spend quite a bit of money on everything from advertising to print marketing to online ads and so on. So when you're not getting paid what earning what you should be earning,
Right.
and then you're having trouble accessing credit that you need to, you're doing the foreclosure. You may not get paid for 60 days or 90 days. You've invested a lot of money in that.
Right.
Those changes that they made to everyone's credit, even if you had not made a late payment or anything, that was really the straw that was about to break the camel's back. And I said, nope. So my husband did site construction for a bit, and I got further into digital marketing and online publishing and that kind of work. And like I said, I really enjoy it.
Wow. We're talking to Tracy Wisneski right here. She's a residential realtor and digital marketing pro in the Tampa, Florida area. So, Tracy, I like to ask people questions to get insight into their mindset. And it just lets people who are listening know, people who are like them, people who think like them, people who don't. So my first question is, are you more results-oriented or detail-oriented?
I am more results-oriented.
Okay. Well, why would you say that? And just to give the listeners a little bit more, why would you say you're more results versus detail?
I would say because some people, and it's not a bad thing. Everyone has their preferences, but right. Some people really, they're like, okay, on Monday at this time I do this, and on Tuesday at this time I do that. And frankly, for myself, this is part of why I enjoy real estate, is that I get a lot of flexibility in my week. There's a lot of different things I'm going to do. So one week I may be working on a committee most of the time. Then the following week I've got out-of-town clients keeping me super busy, and I'm meeting a whole new family and helping them with this lifestyle change. So I'm just making sure, even though it's different things all the time, when I'm taking stock of, okay, how much am I earning right now? How much am I spending compared to that? So it's I would say stronger on the result side than
Gotcha.
the detail side.
Now, are you the type of, which would describe you more? More of a person who values official data, or the type of person who is okay with an internet search? I'm
confused by that. I can do because I can do an internet search and find official data. I was just reviewing that information this morning, and again, going back to what I love so much about technology. I got my first degree. I didn't even have an email address. I finished my first degree in English education in 1992.
Wow.
So yeah, I definitely. I judge data by, where it's come from and how strong it is based on that, how rigorous that study was and so on.
Gotcha.
But some anecdotal information is helpful too. For example, when I speak with, realtors who are right here, by right here I mean working within this, 10, 15-mile radius where I do the majority of my work, that anecdotal evidence really matters. And I think, some of the more, the kind of stuff that you would publish, like, okay, in Florida right now we have 25% less inventory this month than we did last year. That's not that, that tiny, smaller picture that you get when you deal with people and you say, wow, entry-level homes, I got 8 offers. I got 10 offers.
Right.
9 buyers were turned away. I have, for example, a few buyers that I was working with who left the market. They became so discouraged
that
they left the market. Yes, honestly. So, hopefully they'll be back in a few months when they feel a little better because they want a house. But that's like anecdotal evidence that also is really helpful in my understanding of what's happening and how I can best serve both my buyers and my sellers in the market.
I think I agree with you. As far as I'm concerned, that part of on-the-ground information, so to speak, is probably more important than something you're going to find anywhere else anyway, because that helps you with your job every day. Am I hearing? Are we even in the
Absolutely.
same ballpark? Okay, gotcha.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, for certain. Absolutely. And, and then it helps. like I said, it helps me work better for my buyers and sellers. And then it also helps me work well with the other realtors that I'll be partnering with. You know, most transactions have someone representing the buyer and someone representing the seller. Is really the nicest way for that to happen. And if we are all talking and working together, you know, we're going to be more successful together.
We've been talking to Tracy Wisneski. She's a residential realtor and digital marketing pro in the Tampa, Florida area. Tracy, would you like to give the listeners a way to find out more information about you?
Sure. They could visit me at lovetampaliving.com.
Okay.
And I've got, you know, my blog and other details there. But, yeah, it's www.lovetampaliving.com.
It's a great URL, great website. Tracy Wisneski, thanks for taking your time out.
Great. It was so nice to speak with you. Thanks so much for having me. Have a wonderful day.
Connect, capitalize, go.